You just took a pay cut and you didn't even notice it. You didn't sign up for this war. You're not in the Middle East. You're not in the military. You're sitting at home, trying to make your money work. And yet, your gas costs 38% more than it did 7 weeks ago. Your grocery bill is higher than it's ever been. Your loan repayments are costing you more every single month. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you think you're doing something wrong. You're not. A war that started on February 28th, 7,000 miles away, is systematically draining your finances. And nobody is explaining to you exactly how. Until right now, wars don't hit everyone equally. Never have. Never will. The people with money absorb the shock and move on. The people without money get buried by it. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Meet James, 28 years old, works in logistics, earns $2,800 a month. Before the war, he was managing. Just about. Then February 28th happened. His gas bill jumped $60 a month overnight. His grocery bill went up $80. Amazon started charging a 3.5% fuel surcharge on everything he orders. His car loan, variable rate, crept up another $40 a month. That's $180 extra every single month, on the same salary, doing nothing differently. James didn't lose his job. He didn't get a pay cut. A war he has no control over just gave him a $1,260 annual pay cut without touching his contract. That's not an economic statistic. That's someone's life. That's what this war is doing. Not to the economy in the abstract, to people like James, to people like you. Before the war, the gas averaged $2.98 a gallon. Right now, it's $4.12, a 38% increase in 7 weeks. The steepest single-month climb since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. But here's what nobody is explaining. You don't have to drive to pay for this. Oil doesn't just power your car. It powers every truck that delivers your food, every factory that makes your products, every ship that carries your goods, every refrigerated unit keeping your groceries cold on the way to the store. Nearly every physical thing you buy travels by petroleum. So when oil jumps 38%, everything you buy gets more expensive. Not immediately, not all at once. Like a slow rising flood. By the time you notice, you're already underwater, and it's not done. For every week this conflict continues, prices could rise another 25 to 40 cents per gallon every single week. The war isn't finished hitting you yet. This is where it gets personal, because you feel this one every single week. Before the war, grocery prices were already rising. Then the Strait of Hormuz closed. That's the narrow waterway that carries 25% of the world's seaborne oil supply. Effectively closed, within days. Here's what nobody tells you about food. Fossil fuels account for 15 to 30% of the entire cost of producing food. Farming equipment runs on diesel. Fertilizer is made from natural gas, and every truck that moves food from farm to store runs on diesel too. Every single stage costs more now. Right now, 70% of farmers say they cannot afford the fertilizer they need because fuel prices have made it unaffordable. 70%. That number isn't abstract. That's the food supply chain beginning to crack. And when it cracks, the cost lands on your grocery receipt, not theirs. Yours. The USDA is projecting food prices to rise 3.6% in 2026. That's an extra $200 a year on food alone, for doing nothing differently. Bank of America is forecasting headline inflation to hit nearly 4%, and the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Survey just hit its lowest level since the 1950s. Lower than during 9/11, lower than the 2008 financial crisis, lower than COVID. People aren't worried about abstract economics. They're worried about whether they can afford the same groceries they bought last month. And they're right to be. This is the one almost nobody is talking about, and it might cost you more than the gas and groceries combined. Before this war, you were expecting relief. Interest rates were supposed to come down. Cheaper mortgages, cheaper car finance, cheaper credit card debt. That was the plan. The war ended that plan. Here's what it actually costs you. A mortgage on a $500,000 home before the war, $28,700 a year. That same mortgage today, $29,931 a year. That's $1,131 more every year. Because a war started, your car payment, your credit card minimum, your personal loan, all of them, costing more than they should be, because the Federal Reserve was supposed to cut rates. Now Goldman Sachs says cuts won't come until September at the earliest. Some market forecasts say mid-2027, you are paying for this war through your debt, silently, every single month, without a single news channel explaining it clearly. The war isn't just at the pump. It isn't just at the grocery store, it's inside your bank account, quietly bleeding you. Every day. Here's the part of this video that matters most. Events like this don't create financial weakness. They reveal it. If you had 3 months of savings, this war hurt you, but you absorbed it. If you had no savings, this war didn't just hurt you. It potentially broke you, because a $180 monthly increase is manageable if you have a buffer. It's a crisis if you don't. And most people don't, not because they're lazy, not because they're careless, because nobody taught them that financial buffers exist for exactly this moment. Wars happen, oil shocks happen, inflation spikes happen. They always have, they always will. And every single time they happen, the same people get crushed, the ones with no buffer, the ones the system never taught to build one. Because a financially prepared population is harder to profit from than a financially desperate one. The war is real. The costs are real. You cannot stop them, but you can stop them from destroying you. 3 things. Tonight, find your war number. Sit down tonight. Add up exactly how much this war is costing you monthly. Extra gas. Higher grocery bill. Higher loan payments. Delivery surcharges. Most people have no idea what their actual number is. Find it. Write it down. Because you cannot fight something you haven't measured. Cut one thing today, one subscription, one takeaway a week, one unnecessary purchase. Find $50 to $100 in your current spending that covers your war number. Not forever, just until prices come down. You're not sacrificing your lifestyle. You're protecting it. Build your buffer this week. The next shock is coming. It always is. $50 automated out of your salary the moment it arrives. Before you see it, before you touch it, before you spend it. $50 a week is $2,600 a year. That's the difference between absorbing the next shock and being destroyed by it. James had no buffer. That's why $180 broke him. Don't be James. A war you didn't vote for, in a country you've never visited over resources you've never controlled, has quietly taken money out of your wallet every single day for the past 7 weeks. At the pump, at the grocery store, inside your debt. You felt it. You just didn't know what was causing it. Now you do. And knowing is only useful if it changes something. So let me ask you one question. If another shock hit tomorrow, a war, a pandemic, a financial crisis, would you absorb it? Or would it break you? If the honest answer is break, then nothing in this video matters until you fix that. Not the gas prices, not the groceries, not the debt. The only thing that separates the people who survive financial shocks from the people who get destroyed by them is a buffer they built before the shock arrived. Build yours before the next one comes. Because it's coming. It always does. No fluffy finance. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone whose eyes are still closed, because the next shock won't wait for them to figure it out.